Do you ever feel stuck waiting for the perfect moment before you make a move? Here's a hard truth I had to learn. I've generated over $1 million in client revenue by the age of 18. By the end of this video, you'll understand why readiness is actually a myth and why starting, even when you feel unprepared, is the only way forward. We're going to break this down into 4 steps. Understanding that readiness is a myth, the cost of waiting, how courage is actually built on action, and lastly, practical steps to help you start today. Now, if you've been waiting for a sign to start, this is it. Number one, understanding that readiness is actually a myth. We've all been fed a lie to need to feel ready before starting. But think of big moments in your life where it actually had big impact on you. Maybe it's starting your first job or doing an exam. Did you feel 100% ready for whatever you're going to take on? Probably not, right? And there's a threshold of maybe you were 90% ready, or maybe you were 50% ready. The threshold is different for everyone. But readiness isn't something you feel before you start. It's something you develop as you go along the way. Every mistake you make, every small win, every lesson learned, every failure, it all builds your confidence. The more often you do something, the more likely you're going to be confident the next time you do them. Let's say you had to make a free throw to finish the game, to win the game. Is someone who's only made one free throw in their life going to be more confident than someone who's made a million free throws in their life? Obviously, the person who's made a million free throws in their life is going to be more confident that they're actually going to get the free throw in. To sum up the first point, readiness isn't something you magically get. It's something you develop. But if waiting for readiness is a lie, what's the actual cost of waiting? Point number two, which is the cost of waiting. Here's kind of a hard truth that if you wait until you're ready, you're probably going to wait forever. Imagine two people. They both want to be elite runners. Number one waits for the perfect day, wants to get the best equipment, best clothes, the lightest shoes, the best optimized whatever. The second one just starts running, learning, and improving. Obviously, the second person is going to start and develop way quicker than the first person. And that's the real cost of waiting, is you're probably never going to get better if you don't start. How could you? Waiting guarantees failure because you never start. And starting, even imperfectly, guarantees growth. Courage isn't something you get before you start. It's just something you develop along the way. Number three, courage is built by action. Let's get one thing very, very clear. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's action despite fear. When I saw my first client, I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know how to take the sales call. I knew the script, which is something I could control, so I did that. I memorized the whole script, but I couldn't guarantee the result, which is why I didn't. If you can't guarantee the result of something, don't guarantee it. Especially when you're starting, start small. Start with a free trial or do free work just to actually learn. That's the price you have to pay for the skill deficit that you have. But that's not the point. The point is, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know if I could do it, but I still tried. And that's what's important is if an opportunity is presented by life, would you rather take it and maybe fail, maybe learn some things, or ignore it until you feel ready and then take it, which you don't know when the next opportunity is going to come towards you. The whole thing is you grow and learn by doing, not actually reading about it. Imagine someone who reads about swimming or running versus a person who actually just runs and swims. Like, who do you think is going to be better? Obviously, the person who practices, who actually does the thing. And I think that's how life works is you don't just get a skill or whatever handed to you on a silver platter. You gain it by stepping into the unknown, by, actually getting started. Imagine you pray to be more kind. Me personally, God or whatever you believe in, just life, isn't going to magically click his fingers and make you more kind. He's going to present you with situations where you have the option to be kind, despite the fact that you don't want to be kind. And by actually doing the kind action, will that only make you kind, a kind person? I don't know if that makes sense. So if you're wondering, well, how do I actually take the first step? Is there something easy I can do? I've got you covered. So that's main point 4. which is practical steps for you to take to start today. These are just small things that you can do to actually make it easier. It's more of like a lubricator to make things like a catalyst to make things a little easier for you to start. Number one, and I think this is the most important, is just shifting your mindset, which I hope this video will do. Stop telling yourself you need to be ready. Shift that into I need to start. Number two, start small. Break your goals into bite-sized actions. Don't focus on the whole staircase because now you're overwhelmed, but just focus on taking the first step. For example, if you want to start a business, write down who you want to help and what is a really painful problem that they have that you can help solve. Even if you don't know how to solve it, learn how to solve it. That's your first step. Number three is going to be embrace imperfection. A big thing I follow is done is better than perfect. Every single person you know who's great started when they weren't an expert. If you think about it, that's life. There's nothing that is born into the world having done it before. We all have to do something for the first time at one point. What separates someone from being unready to being ready, from being non-confident to being confident, is how much they have done it before. Number four, you could try committing publicly. Tell someone about your goal. It could be a friend, family, mentors. My goal now is I'm going to try to create at least 2 of these YouTube videos, hopefully inspiring or helping educating other people like me, or just as a personal journal. And now I'm going to try to do that 2 times a week. So you can follow me and see if I actually do it. Accountability will force you to take action, especially when there's people watching. And that was just an example of what I just did. And lastly, learn through doing. You don't need a perfect plan. Start messy, get feedback, and that is how you truly learn. So to sum it all up, opportunities don't wait. You create them. Basically what that means is opportunities don't just magically show up. Yes, there's luck in life, but I also believe that you kind of create your own luck as well. Life does not wait, and neither should you. Take the leap, start messy, start scared, start without knowing all the answers, because starting is actually the only way that you're going to get to where you want to be. If you found this helpful, I have another video that I think you might like about how to achieve literally anything. So whatever your goal is, hopefully that video will help you out. It's a short one, help you out how to actually achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Go there and watch it, and I'll see you there. And thank you for watching this video.